What was the best moment you've seen where the real world hit a spoiled rich kid? On our high school ski trip, there was this kid Ethan who made sure everyone knew his family had money. His dad owned 3 houses, and Ethan always got the newest iPhone before anyone else even knew it existed. When our school announced the winter ski trip, he wouldn't shut up about how his family already booked a private chalet and how the resort staff knew him personally. Most of us just rolled our eyes and ignored him, but things got interesting on the first day of the trip. The school buses had barely parked when Ethan showed up wearing a head-to-toe designer ski outfit that probably cost more than what most families paid for the entire trip. He had this smirk on his face as he watched other kids renting basic gear from the lodge. "These skis cost more than your parents' car," he said to one kid in line. "Try not to scratch them." The kid just looked down and didn't say anything back. When our group started heading to the beginner slope, Ethan made a big show of skipping the safety briefing. "My family skis in Switzerland every year," he announced loud enough for everyone to hear. "I don't need lessons from some minimum wage instructor." Our teacher, Mrs. Anderson, looked like she was getting tired of his mouth. She finally just shrugged and said, "Fine, go ahead." That's when everything went downhill. Literally. Ethan pushed off from the top of the slope trying to show off with some fancy turn he probably saw on Instagram. Within seconds, he completely lost control. His arms were flailing everywhere as he picked up speed, heading straight for the safety fence at the bottom. The crash was spectacular. He slammed into the fence so hard that both of his exclusive skis snapped clean in half. The whole mountain went quiet for a second, and then some kids started laughing. Not because they wanted him hurt, but because karma had hit so fast and hard. Ethan sat there in the snow, his expensive outfit now covered in dirt and slush, and he started crying. Not just tearing up, but full-on sobbing like a little kid. His perfect image was literally broken in pieces around him, but that wasn't even the real wake-up call. At lunch in the ski lodge, things got way worse. Ethan strutted up to the counter ordering hot chocolate and nachos for himself and some kids he was trying to impress. When he handed over his dad's credit card, the machine beeped and the cashier frowned. "I'm sorry, this card was declined," she said quietly. Ethan's face went red. "That's impossible. Run it again." She tried it a second time. Same result. Declined. "There must be something wrong with your machine," Ethan snapped, but his voice was shaking now. I was standing right behind him in line and heard everything. The cashier called her manager over, and they tried the card on a different machine. Still declined. Ethan pulled out his phone and started frantically texting someone, probably his dad. That's when I overheard Mrs. Anderson talking quietly to another teacher near our table. Apparently, Ethan's family had been living way beyond their means for years. His mom's Instagram posts of perfect vacations and designer everything were all debt-funded. The hotel had called the school about payment issues for the chalet Ethan kept bragging about. His dad had to cancel all the credit cards that morning after getting calls from multiple banks. The 3 houses Ethan always talked about, 2 of them were in foreclosure. When everyone lined up for the afternoon hot cocoa break, Ethan just stood to the side. His prepaid meal card had been canceled too after his dad's panicked phone call to the school's finance office. He didn't have a single dollar in cash. I watched him standing there, staring at everyone else enjoying their drinks, and for the first time all day, he was completely quiet. One of the kids he'd been mean to earlier, Jake, walked over with an extra cup of cocoa and handed it to him. "Here," Jake said simply. "I got 2 by accident." Ethan took it without saying a word. His hands were shaking, and not from the cold. The kid who spent the morning bragging about skiing in Switzerland was now accepting charity hot chocolate from someone whose parents he'd probably insulted. The rest of the trip was awkward as hell. Ethan barely spoke, and when he did, gone was all the arrogance.